right, guys, today's lesson is going to be one that I think will carry over and really, really make a difference and not too many people talk about. And one thing that I want to start off with a quote that I think is very, very relevant. First, we create our environment, then our environment creates us. So really what that means is that it's up to us. We put ourselves in a good environment, and then once we put ourselves in a good environment, that environment will make us. So that's kind of really important. That's kind of what I've hoped to have done with all of you for I don't know how many sessions we've been together. But so this is the last progression in terms of making you the ultimate hitter. I've got to start with a question. What does Manny Ramirez and a Jaguar have in common? Put your thinking caps on. What does Manny Ramirez and a Jaguar have in common? Pardon me?
Quick.
They're quick. I would say they're quick, yes. Any other things that they have in common? Well, how about this? They are both great hunters. They are both survivors. What do I mean by that? Well, a jaguar goes after its prey, and it knows how to hunt. And the nice thing about a jaguar, once it has it, it goes up into a tree and keeps the dead carcass there so no other animals can get to it. Well, Manny Ramirez oftentimes doesn't swing at a pitch right down the middle, and you're wondering, why did he take that pitch? Because he knows how to hunt pitches. He knows what pitch he can go after. He knows what his strengths are and what his weaknesses are. He knows the tendencies of the pitcher. So I think that's so crucial for you as hitters. You can't cover the whole plate. So you have to hunt for your pitch. So, having said that, I'm going to give you some things that the pitchers give you, the hitter, that you can take advantage of. Every pitcher tips his pitch. So I'm going to list about 11 or 12 different things in terms of how you can best read those pitches, giving you clearly the advantage as a hitter. But you must learn to hunt pitches in terms of location, the type of pitch, the situation. So let's get started with that. How do pitchers tip their pitches? Well, they're creatures of habit, and if you analyze them and examine them closely, they will give you clues as to what's coming. So I'm going to give you some things, and I hope that you take some of this down because, again, the reason you're taking notes is so that you can refer to it. Because as with time, if you don't ink it, you lose it. You kind of forget about things. So this is an opportunity for you to collect the information and refer to it. That's why you have the notebooks. That's why we take notes. Okay, first thing. Usually, when a pitcher gets in his pitching delivery stance, and this is in no particular order, oftentimes they wiggle the glove. When they wiggle the glove, again, these are general tendencies that I want you to start observing as a hitter, as a hunter. They wiggle their glove, normally, usually, that means breaking pitch. Okay, so just start taking notice of that. When they start wiggling the glove, it means breaking pitch. If they have a wide glove, what do you suppose that pitch might be? Change-up. Very good. The wider the glove, the change-up, because they really have to get their hands into the ball and get a decent grip and spread their fingers out. If their glove is narrow and everything is narrow, generally speaking, we're looking for fastball. So wide change, in, tight, fastball, and if they wiggle it, oftentimes it's a curveball. Again, look for these tendencies. Hand separation. If I separate my hands below my belt versus separating my hands above my belt, same pitcher, what do you suppose the difference might be? What do you think a hand separation below the belt pitch would be? Yes? Fastball. How many of you agree? How many of you disagree? Some of you aren't sure. That's okay. Hand above the belt is typically a curveball. Above the belt, curveball, because they want to get on top. Below the belt, usually a fastball. Okay, so look for that. Elbow, in this position here. If the elbow is in, what do you think? Curveball, fastball, yes, Dan? Fastball. Now suppose the elbow goes out a little bit. Curveball. Okay, so look for the elbow. Okay, look for the elbow. How about hand? Hand tilts. If the hand tilts this way, or it hooks, what do you think it's going to be? Curveball. If the hand is straight, fastball. Here's another thing for you to consider. Runners in scoring position. Runner on third base. What pitch do you think is going to be coming? The runner on third base. And it's an important run at third base. What pitch might you suspect coming? Okay, why not a curveball? Fastball is the correct answer. Why not a curveball? Pitchers are afraid to throw the curveball because if it gets away from them, it's going to bounce in the dirt and get away and run scored pass ball. Or if they don't have confidence in their catcher. If you notice a pitcher getting upset because the catcher can't catch a curveball because it's in the dirt, or can't block it because it's in the dirt, guess what? You think he's going to throw that pitch in a crucial situation? I don't think so. How do you hunt pitches? Well, you need to know the pitcher's tendencies. What is his out pitch? What does he do with guys in scoring position? Does he become very cautious and throw the fastball? Or is that a time with a runner in scoring position, he's afraid to throw his fastball and he starts mixing it up? You got to know these things, because the sooner you know that, the better hunter you will be. Does that make sense? Make sense? Use it. Here's another little tip. If I show bunt as a hitter on the first pitch, and he throws the first pitch and it's a ball or it's a strike, it doesn't matter. What pitch do you think he's going to come back with? Let's say there's a runner on first and you show bunt, but you didn't offer at it. What pitch do you suppose you might throw next? Fastball. Again, the percentages are going towards you, are in your favor. You are now becoming the hunter. You are dictating what's going to happen, not the pitcher. All things that give you an advantage, all things that make you a Manny Ramirez, all things that make you the ultimate hitter. Okay. Here's another clue. I'm talking about how to read pitchers, right? In terms of how they give it away through their different body parts, slots, and all those things that we're going to talk about a little bit more. But another thing that you might want to do is have the on-deck hitter check out who? The pitcher or the catcher? Catcher. Why would he check out the catcher? And how is that helping the hitter? Maddie? Huh? Well, maybe the on-deck hitter can check out the fingers and determine that. But more importantly than that, what else can you read from the catcher, the on-deck hitter? Where he's setting up. If he's setting up outside, what do you think might be the pitch? Off-speed, breaking pitch, or just something away from you. That's good to know as a hitter. So the on-deck hitter reads the catcher, and the on-deck hitter communicates with the batter and come up with some system. That's being a smart hunter. Is that cheating? No, it's not cheating. That's being smart. That's competing. That's being a hunter. That's being an ultimate productive hitter. Okay. If you see a lot of weight on the baseball, what pitch does that indicate? Fastball. If you happen to see a red dot coming at you, what type of pitch might that be? Dan. Cutter, slider. It's a slider. How about if you see a lot of red on the pitch? Curveball. Okay, very good. How about if you see a hump on the pitch as it leaves the pitcher's hand? No. Curveball. Fastball comes out this way, changeup comes out this way, curveball will give you the shape of a curveball. So that leads me into 5 things. And not all 5 things hitters can see. But certain hitters see one of these 5 things or a combination of these 5 things that I think you need to start thinking about. All right, so these 5, I call them the 5 S's. The first one, and not in any particular order, is spot. Where is that pitch coming into my spot? Spot. The other one is slot. Fastball slot. Maybe a curveball slot, or maybe a curveball on top, fastball down here. So the slot sometimes will give away what type of pitch is coming. Make sure that the pitcher that's throwing to you is consistent. Most pitchers are somewhat inconsistent with release, slot. So you've got spot, you've got slot, you've got spin. We talked a little bit about the spin. A backward spin, the ball's straight. A downward spin is some type of all-speed pitch. And then we talked about the different colors just a second ago. What's the other S stand for? What other S can you think of? Yes? Speed. You know, some people can read speed easier in terms of pace. What else? What other slot? Or what other S can you think of? We got one more S. I mentioned it before with the curveball. Shape. Some people look for shape. So if I'm releasing the fastball, the ball's coming out of my hand with a fastball straight down. With the curveball, I've got a shape to it. I've got a little hump. So in order for you to figure out these S's, you've got to get to release on time. Not too early and certainly not too late. How do you get to release? From wide focus to fine focus. You shift your eyes. And your eyes should be soft, sweeping, scanning eyes to see the ball clearly and to see the ball best. You get most information in the first 20 feet of release. That's when you can pick things up. So it's important to get to release on time. Not too early and certainly not too late. Okay, if a pitcher drags his back foot, and you kind of notice that when you look at the big picture, what does that indicate? What type of pitch do you think he would throw if he drags his back foot and doesn't get the good hip rotation? Off-speed changeup. That's how many pitching coaches teach their pitchers to throw a changeup. Drag the backside, where the back foot may not come up as high. The back foot comes up really high, and it's all determined by what the arm does. If I'm an overhand thrower, then my leg will come up over the top. If I come around and my slot's a little lower, then I have a tendency to come around with my back foot. So again, you may pick things up when you look at the big picture, when you look at the entire body from the pitcher, and you know something is off. Okay, from the stretch position, if a pitcher lifts his knee up high and absorbs all that energy, what type of pitch do you suppose might be happening? Fastball. Let's suppose the pitcher brings it a little lower. Generally speaking, that's a breaking pitch. A breaking pitch. If a guy gets out and lengthens his stride, what pitch do you think that might be? Fastball. If he shortens his stride, that's usually a breaking pitch because he wants to get on top of the pitch. Now, you're going to say to yourself, I can't tell how far he's striding. Well, if you look at the same pitcher over and over again, you might be able to tell a difference in how aggressively he strides out. All little things that could make a big difference, you, the hunter. So start paying attention to these things. We talked about the situations. We talked about the bunt. We talked about relaying signs. S's. I guess lastly I want to say this to you. Body language tells it all. You can read a body language of the pitcher. You can detect frustration. You can detect when he's tired. When he's tired, his arm starts dropping. He doesn't come up and around with his stride leg. He doesn't lift the ball. The leg is high. When he tilts this way, sometimes he wants to clear his head to throw the curveball. There are subtle differences and subtleties that you have to pick up on as a hitter. And lastly, I just want to share this. Identify or select or pick a body part to focus on. Maybe this is a curveball, or maybe this with the grimace is a fastball. He wants to get a little bit something on it. Maybe when he throws the changeups, it's a nice, calm, and relaxed face. Look at the shoulders. The more the shoulder goes up, maybe it's a fastball. The more the front shoulder goes down, maybe it's a curveball. Look at the leg lift, the height of the leg lift, the body tilt, the slots, the wrists. All of those things make you the best hunter possible, to give you the best chance to hit the ball squarely. And that's ultimately what we want to do. Put a great swing on a great pitch in the right situation with timing and rhythm to be the ultimate hitter. That can only be done if you hunt pitches. If you just go up there thinking, I got to cover the whole plate and I'm going to hit whatever he throws, I think you're making a big mistake. You're giving out. You're giving the other team outs. And also, you must have a clear mind. Any questions about what I've said so far? Hopefully those are some things that can help you. Is there anything else that over the years in your hitting that you've noticed that pitchers give it away? Maybe pitchers pitch in patterns too. Maybe they lead you off every time with a fastball. Or then the next at bat they lead you off with a curveball and they just go back and forth. Oftentimes pitchers pitch in patterns. Fastball curve, fastball changeup. Whatever the pattern may be. Try to figure that out. What else have you noticed from a hitting standpoint about the pitchers that have given you clues or hints as to what might be coming? Many of you know, because you've played against them in the summer or high school, you know who they are. You know their mentality. Is it one of, all he cares about is macho. He wants to throw the ball by me. That's something that you need to know. Maybe you know his personality, so you kind of can guess some of the pitches that he may be throwing. What have you gathered over the years?
Over the summer, when we were in
Nice and loud, so.
when we were in Tennessee, I think it was. There is this one pitcher that whenever he was trying to really throw hard, he would arch his back,
Okay, great.
and it kind of ticked me off a little bit.
Okay, I don't know if the camera could pick that up, but Matty was saying that when he went away to play in Tennessee over the summer in a tournament, when a guy would really try to throw his fastball, he would arch his back. Arch his back, tilt his head, body language. Very good. Someone else. What else have you picked up? Have you ever had an at-bat where you could guess what pitch is coming, you were able to hunt, and you were pretty accurate with that? I think all of you have at some point in time. Maybe you noticed that the pitcher's having trouble throwing the curveball. Do you think he's going to throw a curveball? No. Or maybe the hitter before just hammered one 450 feet. Chances are he may not come back with that fastball or whatever pitch was hit 450 feet. Check the bullpen. Do your homework before the game. If the pitcher's in the bullpen and he's throwing his fastball, he doesn't throw his curveball much, or when he throws his curveball, he gives it one of these like he's not ready. Chances are you're not going to see that curveball early. Or maybe in his warm-up pitches before the inning starts, he's throwing nothing but fastballs. You haven't seen a curveball. So if you happen to see a curveball, don't offer at it. So those are all little things. And I'll tell you this, when I played in the Red Sox organization, their theory or philosophy was, don't offer at a curveball unless you have 2 strikes. It's an approach. Whatever your approach is, be consistent and be really good at it. Okay? You guys ready to hit?